What's up, people? Nature Girl 30 here, and guys, we have arrived at the last Q&A for 2015. It has been a very interesting year. A lot of things have happened, but hey, I am actually trying to stay positive for this 2016, and I think that it's going to turn out to be the best. But let's get started with the questions for this Q&A. I have two sets of Twitter questions coming from Marian Shiklich, and I thank you for actually sending me the correct pronunciation, and my apologies if I slaughtered it before. But your question for me is this. I like to ask, what's up with these Evans guys? What did you do to make them so mad? Or get them so mad? Honestly, I don't know what's going on. They have been sending me Twitter messages for a very long time, and they have been just straight up rude, mean, and very racist. I don't know what's going on with them, and I don't even think I've done anything. I really don't know what's going on, and I don't want to give these guys any 15 minutes of anything, hence why I haven't really talked about them that often. But all I can say is that I'm tired of it, and I'm just completely done with the whole situation, and I'm just going to try to move forward the best way I can. So that's all I can do. But other than that, I don't know what I've done, and I don't think I've done anything. I think they're just mad. That's just me. But anyway, let's move on to the next set of questions that was coming from Largest85. And you sent me, of course, 5 questions. And I honestly don't know which one it is. And I think I actually did talk about, yeah, you sent me like 2 sets. But anyway, let's get started with this. Did Tony's brother Roderick apologize to you for what Tony did? He did that to me, but I said that I owed Tony an apology. He pretty much said that to me, the exact same thing, that I owed him an apology, and I owe his entire family an apology, and I don't really know why. Roderick wants me to ask you why you're mean to him and blocked him. Honestly, I don't know why he's sending messages to you, and I don't even know why he's involving you, and if he is, my apologies for that. But honestly, like I said, he has been saying a lot of racist comments. I don't have to unblock him. I choose to block him, and I choose to block his brother if that is his brother. But other than that, I'm just done with the whole situation. And if he's talking to you about it, I'm sorry. He shouldn't be involving you at all. And if he does, my suggestion to you is ignore him, because he just needs to move on from that. I'm not going to change my mind. Period. What do you think of Shawn Michaels' feud that he started in 2002 and ended in Bad Blood in 2004? It has been a minute since I've actually seen Bad Blood 2014. But I will say this. Anything that involves Shawn Michaels is definitely a showstopper. And I liked all of his feuds. I can't remember exactly who he was feuding with for that period of time. But I know that anything that involves him... Oh, he was with Triple H. Of course, yeah. Yeah, I see with Triple H on the bottom. Yeah, honestly, I enjoyed it. It was a good feud between friends, and usually best friend feuds are always the best ones. So yeah, I actually liked that feud. I think it was cool. What did you think when Hornswoggle was a mascot for DX in 2009? Oh boy, I hated it. I hated every bit of it. They tried to really get Hornswoggle in where he didn't belong, and it just didn't fit. It really did humiliate Hornswoggle, then push him, and I just couldn't stand it. I'm happy that angle ended quickly. Well, it felt like it ended quickly, and I'm glad I didn't go back to it again. And your last question for me is, will you spoil the ending? Okay, will you spoil the ending of Star Wars, or will you spoil the ending of Star Wars? Not Star Wars, and not a Star Wars fan, but I don't see what's so special about it. Okay, you want me to spoil the ending of Star Wars? Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. There is a code of honor amongst all Star Wars fans, at least for the first week of this month. Like, at least until after Christmas. And then there's going to be a lot of spoiler videos. I actually did do a review for Star Wars The Force Awakens. I will put that in the box. I'll put that in the card above. So if anybody's interested to see that, I will actually put that in the card above, so you'll see exactly what my perspective is of this movie. And I will do a spoiler video. But at this point, I'm going to wait until after Christmas so enough people will actually see it. And then I'm going to actually put it up. A lot of people are putting it up now, but it's only been out for a few days. So I'm going to wait until after Christmas. And after the Christmas buzz, I'm going to actually put it up before New Year's. But other than that, yeah, just check out what my review is above, and that pretty much lets you know exactly how I felt about it. But no, I'm not going to spoil the entire ending for it because a lot of people are huge Star Wars fans. But I will tell you that it's a movie that's worth watching, especially for the next generation. But moving on from there to the questions that I have on YouTube, my first set of questions comes from Justin Side. Why did you rant on Tony in your Q&A last week? What happened to freedom of speech? It's not because of freedom of speech. I just didn't want to give this guy credit because he doesn't deserve any. All he's doing is just hate mongering about me, and I don't even know the guy. So I didn't want to give him credit where credit is due, and I was sick of it. I was sick of racism. There's too much crap going on, and that's why I chose to move on. It had nothing to do with lack of freedom of speech. I'm just sick of it. I didn't want to give him any credit. Do you think Roman should have speared Stephanie on Raw after she slapped him in the face several times? Is it dumb how PC is more than PG WWE can become with a man can't hit a woman? BS. Honestly, no. Roman Reigns handled it the way Roman Reigns should have. And yeah, Roman Reigns kind of went rogue the night before for that pay-per-view. I can't think of it at this moment. But honestly, for that pay-per-view, they did a really good job with him going rogue. And I'm kind of happy that they did. He was just fed up. They really made him completely natural. And that was a good thing. But for him spearing Stephanie, no. That is when you got to go full-fledged heel. They had no intention for him to go full-fledged heel. They made him a frustrated face. And for him to stay a frustrated face, he couldn't spear Stephanie. Him going after Triple H, fine. But him spearing Stephanie is going beyond the Call of Duty, and that's going beyond anywhere a frustrated face could be. So I'm kind of happy that he actually didn't, because if he needed to go back to being a face, that's like the point of no return. People are going to still see you differently if you actually did that. So that's a good job. I'm happy that they didn't do it, because if they did, that means he's going to be healed. It's going to be healed for a long time. And no one's going to look at him the same if they actually did do that. So I'm happy that they didn't. I'm just getting tongue-tied here. But I'm happy that they did not. Yeah, I kind of got tongue-tied there. Why are you saying that racism needs to die? Do you realize that everyone from our generation dies and racism will live on? Just because racism will live on does not mean that I don't want it to end, and I do want it to end. It needs to die. I'm sick of it. I really am. But is it? Probably not. If there's one person out there that has a different view, especially a view of hatred, that unfortunately sometimes that does spread. But I'm going to say this. Doesn't mean that I want it to stick around. I don't. I really do want it to die. I'm sick of it. It's getting worse and it just needs to die. But will it? I don't think it will. And that's the sad part. But yeah, I'm entitled to how I feel, and that's how I feel. I feel like it needs to die. But anyway, moving on from there. Will Girl Meets World still piss you off next year? Okay, at this point, I really was not all that thrilled, and I will leave my review for Girl Meets New Year in the card above for those that actually do want to take a look at it. But yeah, my overall views is on that video. But do I think that it's going to be worse next year? I don't know. I'm always pleasantly surprised. I don't mind being wrong, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be wrong for next year. You know, so I'm just going to try to stay positive, and I'm not going to say it's going to automatically piss me off. But at this point, it doesn't look good. But I'm hoping that I'm wrong. Just like I thought that TLC was going to be the worst pay-per-view ever, but TLC pleasantly surprised me as well as the Raw afterwards. So honestly, I'm trying to look positive here, and I am going to see it in a positive light, and I'm not going to say that it is, but I'm just going to leave it open to interpretation, I suppose, if that's the way to explain it. But anyway, my last set of questions comes from Final Limits. What games and movies are you looking forward to in 2016? There are so many movies that is going to be coming out that I'm absolutely looking forward to, especially anything from DC. At this point, my favorite movie that I'm looking forward to at this point is definitely Suicide Squad. And there's going to be a lot of things from Marvel that's going to be coming out, but mostly for me is Suicide Squad. That is the movie I'm looking forward to the most. I don't really care much for Batman v Superman because I don't think it's going to be all that good. I am looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse because they actually did do Apocalypse well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of excited about the next Turtles movie because it looks like they actually did improve upon it. But there's a lot of movies that are actually fun that I'm kind of looking forward to actually seeing. And I can't really say that I'm looking forward to Independence Day Resurgence because I don't think that it's going to be the Independence Day that I'm going to remember, and I don't know how it's going to go. But I will say that those movies so far are something I'm looking forward to. But Suicide Squad is definitely top on the list. As for games, I really don't know. I don't really have an Xbox One yet. I am planning on getting one the new year. But honestly, I don't really have a particular game that I'm looking forward to seeing is coming out because they actually do have a decent amount of games coming out. But I will say this. I am looking forward to see Gears of War 4. And they actually are coming out with a Gears of War 4, and it's going to be different from the last. It's not going to be anything about Marcus Phoenix. I'm hoping they actually start that story that was based from the DLC. And I will be interested to see how they're going to pan out, because that's a whole new story and a whole new storyline, and it's really, really great to see that, what happened during the Pendulum Wars. And I think that was after the Pendulum Wars, but they're talking about they're actually going to have Gears of War 4 based on the Pendulum Wars and all the heroes from the Pendulum Wars way before Marcus Phoenix even came around, way before Dom, way before all the other characters that were there, and I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. So yeah, I guess I can say that's one of the games looking forward to seeing. But your next question for me is, are you enjoying the way Roman is being booked on Raw now? Yes! Raw, I could not gush how much and how great it was, and I'll put that in the card too. But anyway, I gushed so much about how great that Raw was because they finally did Roman Reigns the way they were supposed to. And if they continue doing it, then it's going to be great. I'm really happy on how they have him so far, but I'm hoping they don't ruin him for next week. Well, actually, I'm doing this a little bit early, so more than likely the Raw that's going to be coming up, you'll probably see my review if I decide to do one. But other than that, I hope they actually do continue with the way that he's booked now and don't mess it up. But we'll see. They don't really have a great track record, but hey, I'm going to try to be positive now. Do you think Roman Reigns could spear or Superman punch Stephanie? You're the second person that asked that. Honestly, no. Because of how he's booked. It has nothing to do with the Attitude Era. It has nothing to do with the ruthless aggression. It has nothing to do with the PG. Honestly, it's all about how they're trying to book him, the direction, the path they're going to try to actually have him in the future. If they want to keep him as a frustrated face, he cannot go overboard. There is a boundary. There is a line he cannot cross. If they want him to stay a frustrated face, they have to have him in the middle. So the way they did it, have Stephanie slap him and him have no response, shows that they're actually trying to keep him neutral so it can have a better payoff. But if they're going to make him a full-fledged heel, yeah, spear Stephanie. But they're not planning on that. So it has nothing to do with whatever that we're in now. It has everything to do with what direction they're planning on taking him. So honestly, they did a good job with that, and I'm happy that they did not. When did you get your driver's license? Many years ago. I got my driver's license in, I do believe, 1998. So it's been a few years. It's been like 20 some odd years since I've had my license. It's been a long time ago. And your last question for me is, what happened to Little Fish? I have no idea. But maybe he will send me questions for next year's Q&A. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. That is it for this Q&A for 2015. By all means, if you have more questions that you want to send them to me via YouTube or on Twitter at RKA30 #NatureGirlQ&A. And it has to be in before Sunday. I will see you guys next year. Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.